Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we're going to talk about how to spot someone who lacks spirituality. Now, this shit can get tricky in the damn time that we in right now, because there was a big old conscious wave shift. And for the most part, all of us by default is in a certain realm. So, spirituality, you know, getting enlightened and all that, this is more like a trend right now. You see what I'm saying? We in a big old conscious wave right now where that's more like a trend. So anytime we got something like a trend, you're going to have people who participating in that energy who never been spiritual. You see what I'm saying? But since it's looked at as a trend because we're in that conscious wave right now, you got a whole bunch of different multitude of participants with this big conscious shit that we're going through right now. So keep that in mind first and foremost. But how to spot someone who lacks spirituality? This is the first thing you need to spot. A person who lacks spirituality lack creative abilities. So, when it's time to creatively manifest things in your life, you have to look at how that's being manifested. Now, here's the thing, right? Because a person who lacks spirituality can manifest just as well as a person who has spirituality. But a person who has a lot of spirituality may not do a lot of things as the person who don't have spirituality. So the person who don't have spirituality may get from point A to point B when it comes to manifesting a little faster than a person who has spirituality. But for a person who has spirituality but don't get lost into a religious aspect of spirituality and learn their own spiritual nature, they come to terms and agreements to know that they have to jump rope. And that's a truly spiritual person, to know how to jump rope but don't get lost in any light. Therefore, they continue to understand that they're no thing at the end of the day. So they won't add any emotional attachments to any person, place, or thing or vibration that's going on amongst them in order for them to use that as a tool to manifest. You see what I'm saying? You don't get too invested into whatever you're using in order to manifest whatever you're trying to manifest. Whether that's a thought, a feeling, an emotion, a person, place, or thing, material in your life. So you need to keep that in mind. Now, let's get a little deeper now. So, let's separate it now. So now we in this big old conscious wave where it looked like a trend. Shit could be an illusion. There's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. Because there could be a person who's not spiritual, but kicking that shit because we're in that conscious wave right now. So, just as for my soul group, how we can slowly but surely start to separate the motherfucking pit bulls from the motherfucking poodles when we talk about this shit. And I love y'all subconscious community, so check this out. This is how you spot someone who lack spirituality. They lack creative abilities, right? So how they manifest in their life, they have to utilize external references. So they have to utilize their dispositions, aka they have to utilize their turmoil, aka, or they have to utilize someone else's turmoil, or they have to utilize a form of relativity. What do I mean by relativity? Picking an idea or a concept that a multitude of people relate to. Now, when you got an idea or a concept that a whole lot of people relate to, that is a low vibrational concept because it got a lot of people paying attention to it. So think about it. Pay attention to everything that's getting a lot of attention that a lot of people pay attention to. By default, that brings it down because everybody adding their ideas and chakra to it make that water much heavier. So it brings it down. So anything that's relative or a multitude of people can relate to it and it's something that everybody or this, that, and third, 9 times out of 10 is back to supported by some low vibrational energy. So a person who lacks spirituality will utilize these type of things in order to manifest for their own life also. For an example, right? A lot of celebrities do this, right? You'll have a certain celebrity, right, that may have a certain trial or tribulation within their own life. So they will utilize that in order to gravitate the attention of a lot of people who have similar circumstances, right? And therefore, they drain the energy of all the people who have the similar circumstances in order to be seen as the martyr or the person who have risen above that trial and tribulation and get into that space spiritually before these other people. So now in the esoteric realm, they want to be seen as the example or the Christ figure or this, that, and third for that. And when I use the Christ figure, Christ hung himself on the cross, aka to be judged for everybody to see what to do or what not to do, but he utilized himself for the sake of others. So for the most part, he died for others. He didn't actually die for himself. And when you want to get technical in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm, that's a form of lostness. Now here's the thing: a person who got spiritual nature, right? A person who got spirituality rather utilize their own creative abilities. So for the most part, these will be the people you spot that try to take you out of a scenario. A person who lacks spirituality will try to put you into a scenario. That's why when you go to churches, they make all y'all resonate on the same. That's why when y'all go to celebrities or shows or something like that, right, they make y'all all serve the same pity party. You know what I'm saying? And then that's what makes it a good show. Comedians, anything that's a platform where someone is draining someone else's circumstance for a concept that a multitude of people resonate with, that is a form of not utilizing your own creativity. You're utilizing something that's already out here that's added on to, aka by default that makes it low vibrational because it's already paid attention to a lot for it to be resonated with in the first place. A multitude of people had to experience that circumstance. And if we in a realm of reality that's full of low vibrational shit, this realm of reality is low vibrational, then a lot of things that y'all naturally be connecting to by default be low vibrational shit, and y'all be psyching yourself up to think it's not. Y'all don't even think about it like it's even metaphysically low or high vibrational. Y'all just think it's day to day. Then when y'all go on the internet and do some high or low vibrational research, y'all disclose the shit y'all do on a regular day like it ain't got nothing to do with that. But everything is a part of shit. You see what I'm saying? So how you spot a person who got spirituality? They rather take you out of the scenario than put you in it. This is a person who rather create a scenario and give you another idea to think about something other than having you sit and soak and resonate with the idea that keep manifesting the same scenario for you in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. So a person who got spirituality, they got more creative abilities. So this person know how to creatively come up with ideas and concepts to make you rise out of whatever you was clinging on to and whatever you was resonating with. You see what I'm saying? So a person so a lot of times, look at it like this. A person who got spirituality, a lot of times, you may not even necessarily know what goes on in they motherfucking personal life. Think about it like this. The highest creative people in the world, right? The Disneys and all, whatever. And I ain't even mean to say that person's name, but just think about the highest creative people you see in this world. This be the people that we have to discover everything behind them. You see what I'm saying? And some people have negative shit, some people have positive shit. But majority of the time, it don't be really in the negative or positive realm of reality. It be in the weird realm of reality. Like, this person used to do this. Like Tesla. He used to walk around the block 3 times. You see what I'm saying? People who got spirituality, a lot of times, they don't have to use their disposition. They rather not use their disposition. They rather not put people through the same thing that they went through. They rather not even project that because they're trying to escape from them lower natures. And then they use those lower trial and tribulations as a form of getting out of that shit. So they like to come up with new shit and ideas in order for other people to pay attention to. You see what I'm saying? So that's a person who got spirituality. They rather not show everything that they went through. And then once you discover it, you'll be like, damn, that's how they came to all these conclusions. Now, flip it on a person who don't got spiritual nature. They don't have no creative abilities. So they have to creatively utilize their dispositions. They have to use their trial and tribulations. They have to use their vulnerabilities. They have to use their secrets. They have to use all of those lower animalistic natures because they know that that's what everybody else is into. So this is the only way that they can manifest because they don't have spirituality. So they lack creative abilities from the spirit realm. So they're not emitting new ideas. They're doing is energy can't be created or destroyed. So they're taking one piece of energy that's already here and trying to remix it for their own light. You see what I'm saying? So they're taking their own dispositions and other people's dispositions to resonate with it because this is the only creative abilities that they have because they lack spirituality. Now spirituality transforms and it's newness. It's dealing with new. Now people who got spirituality is working in a way of energy can be created and other people take that shit. You see what I'm saying? This is real godly energy. You see what I'm saying? For all y'all even saying energy can't be created or destroyed. Now, I'm not arguing the destroyed part, but goddamn it, if you going by y'all same knowledge, a lot of y'all believe in a God and a one God. Y'all keep talking about it created all kind of shit. So y'all going through some type of contradictions. Y'all need to remix y'all mind and watch Archangel Uriel. You see what I'm saying? Get some real spirituality in your mind. You know, and separate that shit from the body. But for the most part, once you get into the mind state of a person with spirituality, this is a person who have creative abilities. So they rather not utilize what everyone else is utilizing. They rather not utilize what they think everybody else resonate with, just for the sake of manifesting. They rather be in their own box. They rather go ahead and do some shit, whether it work or not. And then slowly but surely, it's going to start gaining traction. And these be the people you see that take off way after the fact. But when they do take off, you can't even bust their building down if you motherfucking tried. See what I'm saying? So it's a little thin line there. It's not even a thin line. It's a whole wide range and a whole multitude of percentage between the two. You see what I'm saying? And you can see it as clear as motherfucking day. A person who got spirituality would rather use creative abilities in order to manifest in their lives. And if it don't work, they got certain moral systems in them to be like, well, fuck it. That's just not me. I'd rather not. You see what I'm saying? And then that what makes them unique. That's what makes it work, regardless how long it takes. Then you get on the motherfucking side of a person who lacks spirituality. This is a person who's lost in the Satan, lost in the body, lost in the bubble, lost in the light, lost in the Christ, lost in the Lucifer. You see what I'm saying? Lost in the shape and form. So their spirit has been blinded. So their spirit has been blinded, and now their spirit is just straight dark. And they think this ain't the light body. Their spirit didn't psych itself up to think it's the light. When you need to know you lost yourself in the light. The body is the light. Your spirit is the dark. But you done fucked up. Now you want to call it gas. You want to call it a fluid. You want to call it a bacteria. You want to call it blood. You want to call it everything in the goddamn physical, but no thing. But goddamn it, you know when you came for nothing, that was the only reason your ass had any form of wisdom or knowledge in the first place. But you want to get lost in the scientific terms of nothing. How far y'all gonna get lost into man and woman philosophical points of views and shit and argue with me? How long you gonna do this? See what I'm saying? A person who lack spiritual nature, you see what I'm saying? You need to understand. This person don't have creative abilities. They don't have creative abilities in order to, like kid and player. It's a flight date. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They lack creative motherfucking abilities. So a person who lack creative abilities, they put themselves in a circumstance or a situation where they have to utilize something else. And when you're utilizing something else, first and foremost, something. So if your spirit is no thing, if you're utilizing something, one of your first go-to is one of your chakras, one of your egos, one of your lights, one of your emotions, one of your influences, one of your past waters. You know what I'm saying? One of your trial and tribulations. Then, after that, it start to get expressed physically. Because it went from the mental, emotionally, now it gets to the physical bodies. You then went from the light bodies all the way to the heavy, dense bodies. Now, you in a situation where, motherfucker, now you have to use your fucking body to manifest what the fuck you got in your life. You see this trail? You see that spiritual lost trail right there? Then, to justify it, you have to utilize the demon, the body, the shape and form, the concept, the idea, the egg, the womb, the imagination, the thought form. When you could just be like, fuck it, it's just me, and I'm gonna let that's your spirit nature. When you be like, fuck it, it's me, but it's this, that, and the third because of this remix, because of that, you created a light, nigga, that's a chakra. Don't get lost in that cloud. Don't get lost in that cloud. Because it's always going to be other spirits that see where that cloud is at. And then as soon as your spirit get lost in that cloud, a being like me and my soul group and the subconscious community would be like, God damn, this is a person who lacks spirituality. Because their spirit is all mixed and mingled in that chakra, in that current, in that light, in that wave. And they don't know how to separate it. So the moment you come present a form of separation to them and get them a form of wisdom or knowledge to make them think a little bit, you take their spirit and put their spirit into another space, a naked space. But guess what happened? They start creating chakras there. just relax in that space and see how I feel a little bit. So you can deal with that feeling of that space, of that state of being. The state where your being is at for the moment that people gonna keep reminding you and put your spirit there. Just soak there for a second. So don't be so quick to be like, because all you gonna do is show us you lack spirituality. And you need, in the spirit realm, you're grasping for a light. You're grasping for something. You're grasping something to hold on to become, to see, to show, to express, to be an example. You're grasping for something, which means in the spirit realm, you jumped off the lead and you're just falling, you're falling, but you don't think you're falling. Because we're swimming, we're all fish. So this imagination you creating, you think you the most richest, purest in the motherfucking world. Not knowing all the other spirits looking at you like, where you going? Where you going? All the way till we can't see you no more. Where you go? Come back. Come back for a breath of fresh air. Come back. You're too deep. Come back. You went too deep. And that's a spiritually lost person. They lost in so many bubbles, so many clouds and shit like that. They have to use the frequency wave that they are in order to manifest anything. Now, a person who got spirituality, they spiritually free. So they could jump in this wave, this wave, this wave, this wave, this wave. And anytime you try to hold them in one of those waves, it's hard to do it. No matter how much logic or rationality you try to put them in your frequency vibration in some type of way, you can't make yourself or other people see them in that way because they too spiritually free. Because the way that they're utilizing their creative abilities, they're not utilizing any of their instabilities. They're not utilizing any of their dispositions. So there's no lights or no chakras there for you to point at to put them in your frequency vibration. There's no lights you can grab to hold on to be like, nigga, you just like us. Even if this motherfucking spiritually free ass person acted just like you. It ain't a word or a concept or an idea or a narrative you will be able to present to the world to make people look at this person like you. Because here's what I tell you. Once you know how to separate the body from the spirit, you will understand. Both of y'all in this realm doing the same thing, but the difference is in the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional realm, this person's spirit is in this space and yours ain't. So I don't give a fuck what y'all doing down here. Y'all both could be robbing a goddamn bank. But when y'all both go to court, and then the motherfucking judge start to sentence y'all, just because this person's spirit was in this space and yours wasn't, this motherfucker might only get 5 years and your ass get 20. That's how it worked. Because this motherfucker has spirituality and your ass didn't. See what I'm saying? So the shit go deep. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.